it. Wait for it. Come on. Come on. Whoa! There it is. 1,000 kilometers. Yes. First big milestone, or kilometer stone, I guess. Now you may be asking, why, as an American, still inside the United States of America, am I using the metric system? Well, besides the fact that the metric system is just objectively better, and also most of my trip will be outside of the United States and I don't want to reset my odometer, the real reason is a little fact that I recently learned about the metric system. So you got millimeters, you got centimeters, you got meters, and then you go up to kilometers. Everybody knows that a kilometer is defined as 1,000 meters. But do you know what you call 1,000 kilometers? That's right, 1 megameter! From now on this channel, we are going to be measuring the total distance of this trip, not in kilometers, but in megameters.
Welcome to Cranking It, yeah, we cranking it. Welcome to Cranking It, yeah, we cranking it.
After leaving my dad behind at the Fairbanks airport, I struck out on my own, along the main highway up the Tanana River leading to Canada. Some of the places were familiar, as I had ridden by them with my dad back in 2019. Well, I found my number plate, my Alaska number plate on the side of the road, as is tradition. Looking a little sad. But it says Alaska. What do you think? Maybe? Well, it's another day on the Alcan. You know, originally I thought this part was going to be kind of monotonous, you know, just like pavement for miles and miles, but actually, it's been pretty amazing. Just the beauty combined with the peace, being so far from any city, almost no traffic, and the roads have just been so smooth and wide and free of traffic. I think I'm gonna miss this once I get south of Canada. Well, it looks like we've got a bit of a tailwind this morning. I love tailwinds, obviously. They push you along the flat ground, you know, giving you that undeserved boost in speed. But the funny thing about tailwinds is that they can sometimes be hard to notice. Unlike headwinds, of course, which buffet you and like push you back and stop all forward progress. When you have a tailwind, you don't feel any wind. You actually just feel no wind. It's almost like standing still when there's no wind out. And it kind of takes a second for you to realize that you're being assisted by a tailwind. The things I look for are the trees and the plants, how they're bending forward, pushing you along. It's like they're cheering you on, saying, "Go, Alex, go." Well, that's the way I went last time I was here. Up the Taylor Highway, over a million hills towards Chicken, Dawson City. I'm not going that way this time. I'm just gonna keep going straight, right along the Alcan to Canada. Before long, I had crossed the border into Canada. I was now in the Yukon.
Just when we think we're doing a great trip, we see these guys.
My route took me around Lake Kluane, the Yukon's largest lake and home to the people who share its name and have lived on its shores since time immemorial. Unfortunately, in May 2016, a receding glacier caused the river feeding the lake to change course. In the coming years, the level of Lake Kluane is expected to drop below its outflow, becoming an isolated lake basin, dramatically affecting water chemistry and all wildlife in the area.
Boom! 2 megameters. Let's go. Nice. Easy money. You know, the second one was a little easier than the first. Probably because it's been on all these paved highways, which, while super easy to ride on, have been getting a little monotonous. But at the same time, I have enjoyed getting the distance and the speed.
I often feel like I'm cycle touring wrong. For many, riding a bike is an opportunity to slow down and appreciate one's surroundings. But whenever I try to go slow, I feel antsy. If I stop early or don't go as far as I expect, I feel like I've let myself down. This has meant missing out on some experiences that, in hindsight, could have been really valuable.
At the end of the day, I just want to keep going, you know? I want to see what's around the next turn. I don't want to stop. What can I say? I love the crank. Well, this is the moment I've been waiting for a long time. Finally, after who knows how long on the Alaska Highway, I'm making a turning right onto Route 37, aka the Cassiar Highway. You know, after a long day of cranking, it's always nice to take a rest at a rest stop, such as this one called the Rabid Grizzly Rest Area. But don't worry, I've already got my rabies shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just before the end of the Cassiar, I met and started cycling with Fuji, a Japanese cyclist from Aomori. As we finished the Cassiar, we passed through the Gitsan Nation, where many villages proudly display traditional works of art such as carvings and totem poles. And fishers ply the Skeena River with long dip nets.
So as I get closer to town, the roads become much more trafficked and unpleasant to ride on. However, there are also a lot more back roads. So today I'm going to try to ride as many back roads as I can to get where I'm trying to go.
As I headed east, the trees began to change from coastal firs to more arid pines, and the topography flattened out, making way for more agriculture. After spending a couple days resting and editing, I'll continue east, where I'll meet the Rocky Mountains in Jasper National Park, and then continue south, through Banff and back into the United States along the Great Divide mountain bike route.
One last thing before I go. I'd like to give a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters, and especially my first Crank Tier supporter, Tevin Dubois. Thank you, Tevin. If you would like to become a Patreon supporter, the link is in the description. And thank you.